The side who lie second from bottom of the Championship against a member of League Two's leading pack. Sheffield Wednesday were emphatic winners when the pair met at Blundell Park 13 months ago in this very competition. Their trajectories this season directly contrast their opponents in form. Well, these are testing times, off the field and on the field, for Wednesday at the moment. Their best results, and indeed only victories, have come in this competition. Grimsby will know that. Only their cross-city rivals, Sheffield United, below them in the Championship table. And fans, for the most part, opting to support from afar. And just 12 senior players starting the season. Worrying times for the South Yorkshire club. That's not something Grimsby will dwell on tonight, however. Just one league defeat so far this season for them, and a small matter. Another win over Manchester United, even one so off-colour as Ruben Amorim's men. And Justin Amlazor unable to bring in Jays Kabia. Well, Henrik Pedersen said his mentality will always stay the same, and that of his side as well. He talked about the hunger, the confidence of his young players. And when the dust does settle, they will be remembered as the ones that stepped into the breach. Wednesday threw themselves after that penalty shootout victory in the Yorkshire derby against Leeds United. It is the Mariners, though, who will have a chance here to spy the goal of Horvath for the first time in this game, standing over at Evan Corey. And there's the man directing them, David Artell, coming up to a couple of years in the job now. Took them to 9th last season in the 4th tier. And they're moving it quickly here. Horvath with bold hands there, and he had to be bold. Kieran Green was attacking it. Cardiff Loney held strong. Jamal Lowe chasing. At 31, he is the elder statesman of the Wednesday 11 tonight. They're going to have the ball Wednesday, but not in the advanced position they wanted it. There's Cole McGee. Oh, he hadn't sighted a Wednesday player with his pass, and Horvath had to be careful where he was putting that. Pace is quick from Grimsby. Here's Cameron McJanet. Mega press from George Brown. Here's George McEachran and Tyrell Warren. And plenty of time here for McJanet. Wednesday happy for their opponents to have the ball. No, Wednesday almost caught out there. Ernie Weaver was a little flat-footed as the white shirts came forward. The offside flag will help. All the noise, unsurprisingly, is coming from the away support. Northwards of 5,000 have made the 70-mile journey from Lincolnshire. Split over 2 stands. They were given an extra 2,000 seats in the North Stand this evening. Sold out quickly their initial allocation of 4,000 who are behind the goal. A chance to visit a ground that many of them won't have been to before. Second time they've met in 2 seasons in this competition. They hadn't faced each other for 2 decades prior to that. There is prior between these teams as well. Grimsby knocked out a Premier League Owls side to reach round 4 in 1997-98. Won 3-2 on this ground. Eventually beaten by Liverpool. Wednesday fans will have fonder memories of the 7-1 FA Cup win the season before. Here's Tyrell Warren and Harvey Rogers. Chased led again by George Brown. A moment of conservative play for Sean Fazure. Here's Cole McGee. No obvious outball there, and George Brown did well. Here's Jamal Lowe. It's going to be a Grimsby ball, and the Owls players don't know it yet. Well, he does have a connection to Grimsby, George Brown. Had a trial with the Blundell Park side 2 years before he joined Sheffield Wednesday. A new presence on the first team bench on opening day. He made his debut in the previous round against Leeds United. And again, a very youthful flavour to this Sheffield Wednesday team. 6 teenagers in the starting 11. 2 16-year-olds among the substitutes. Do have the likes of Ike Ubo and Liam Palmer, along with captain Barry Bannon, to bring some experienced expertise. Here's Reece Johnson. Jumped in after he'd lost the ball. Referee was happy with it. Game yet to really settle into a pattern. There's Staunton. Pushed up against Joe Emery. He has managed to get the throw in. And Grimsby have men in the middle, up towards Kieran Green, and Horvath was decisive. And Sheffield Wednesday will get this clear with Jarvis Thornton. And it will be a learning curve at the very least for these young Sheffield Wednesday players. It's not something you can replicate. Senior experience. And they've shown themselves, despite the circumstances, to be more than adept at competing in previous rounds. And they will have the support of their supporters, mainly from afar, this evening. And Jarvis Thornton, an ever-present in this competition so far. Yet to make his league debut. A regular on the first-team bench in the Championship this season. McEachran looking for his out ball. Here's Cameron McJanet. And Staunton. And just out of reach. Cabia chasing. and unable to get that. And Sheffield Wednesday reached the next round last season. Saw off Grimsby as well as Hull and Blackpool, all away from home before succumbing against Brentford. As Thornton goes jumping in and wins the free kick off McEachran. Had the desire to get there first, the young man, and the teenager winning the set play. In fact, it will be Thornton who's going to take it. It's a high line from Grimsby. Oh, it might fall here. Well, there was a shout of handball there against Cole McGee. Came in this summer after his release from Preston North End. And just a second appearance for him tonight, and it was just beyond him. Spent the second half of last season in the 6th tier with Chorley. Wanted a quick restart there, Kieran Green. Wearing the armband again tonight. Vernham here. Oh, down he goes. Referee says it's outside. And a free kick it will be. Right on the edge. And Kabatsky, I tell you what, at first glance, that replay seemed to suggest it might have been inside the confines of the penalty area. And has Sheffield Wednesday's Polish midfielder got away with one? Horvath setting his defences. It's going to be Vernham or Staunton. It is Vernham, testing the palms of Horvath. Well, he had to be active against Leeds United, a couple of brilliant saves in normal time. This one won't go down in the brilliant category, but it had to be made. Turn from Amlazor. And he turns straight into the body of Rio Shipston, who will win the free kick. And Hillsborough filled with a chance of jubilant away supporters. It's the very start of the Carabao Cup's third round action. The tie split over tomorrow night and next week when the bulk will be played. All the Premier League sides in the competition now. No limits on who you might draw. Forward from McJanet. And it might fall for Green here. And he's got support as well. And it's just wide. And Jays Cabia for a moment thought he'd given Grimsby the lead. Well, you can't give him space. 4 goals in League Two this season. Dropped right to him, good control, but couldn't find the angle. Has not looked out of place since his first move into the top 4 divisions. The man hoping to bring Grimsby into the third tier next season. David Artell avoided relegation in his first season and pushed them on to just outside the playoffs last term in his first full season in charge. There is a school of thought that says that the cup can get in the way of the league. I'm not so sure. As Shipston goes down, right under the nose of the referee, who was happy for play to continue. And Weaver was calling for his goalkeeper there. You're duly obliged. It's Grimsby who've been the more threatening side in the opening quarter of an hour. It's remained steadfastly even. There are two more ties tonight in the Carabao Cup. They're both getting away just about now. Brentford versus Aston Villa in an all-Premier League affair, and a South London derby between Crystal Palace and Millwall. Here is Warren. Floated it into the direction of Amlazor. Almost dropped into the path of Harvey Rogers there. And George Brown thought he got there ahead of McJanet. Staunton, the man making a run. And now Rhys Staunton will have it, looking for Vernon, and only finding the boots of Joe Emery. Rogers wanting the 1-2. Prevented from getting there. Nothing wrong with the tackle, said the referee. Maybe something wrong with that one. And Justin Amlazor. Cole McGee, the aggressor. And he's gone into the book for this challenge. And Grimsby fans sending the momentum again from the stands. They won't have a great view of this. If it does go in, you'll hear them. That you can be certain of. Again, a combination of Staunton and Vernon. And you can see what they were trying to do. I'm not sure that Staunton was ready for that direction of pass. And it's won back by Fazure. He was stuck for options there, and it's won back by Kabia. And this is Green. And he's got Amlazor in the middle, and he couldn't find his way past Horvath. Danger not over for Sheffield Wednesday. Lost there by Weaver. Staunton again. Danny Weaver atoning, and that's going to be a free kick well won by Kabatsky. We can't underestimate Sheffield Wednesday's young guns' ability to frustrate this evening. It has been a containment job so far. Kieran Green and co unable to break them down. Well, there is a certain faction of Mariners support that sees the enmity with the Sheffield clubs as a rivalry of sorts, owing to an extended stint in the second tier. You have to be a Grimsby fan of a certain vintage for that. Here is Amlazor. Into the channel. And it was cut into the side netting only by Harvey Rogers. Well, he misses a game. Last time he missed one, November last season. That's how vital he is. Off target there, though. And former number 2 under Danny Raw, Henrik Pedersen. Previous coaching across Europe and in Ghana. David Artell, not far from his town of birth in this neck of the woods. He's a Rotherham lad originally. There is applause from the scant Wednesday support inside Hillsborough. Estimations pre-kickoff put the figure at around 3,000. Here comes Reece Johnson. Linking up with Jamal Lowe. It's just that final pass that's let them down at times. They were looking for Sean Fizure, but he was doubled up on by the time he controlled. Here is Shipston. And consider themselves battle-hardened now Wednesday. Put in a resilient display and some superb penalty taking against Leeds United. Won their shootout in the fastest way possible, 3-0. And direct disparity to the way Grimsby won theirs. Oh, Jamal Lowe getting stuck in. Finds himself disappointed by the referee's decision. There's no lack of bite in this Wednesday side. Here's Warren. Quite the story for him in the second round. A man who spent time in the Manchester United ranks as a junior, conspiring to knock them out of the Carabao Cup for the first time in a domestic cup against a fourth-tier side. Here is Rodgers. Wanted it back when they saw that coming. Tackle was Johnson's, and this time it will be a Sheffield Wednesday throw. Misplaced ball was to the benefit of Staunton. Adapting to the pro game still, Staunton. Another in from non-league in the summer. Came in from National League North outfit Spennymoor Town. There is a wealth of talent available in the lower leagues, just waiting to be tapped up. We're seeing exhibitions of that. And so far, we've seen this young Sheffield Wednesday side absorb the threat that's been sent their way. Here's Jamal Lowe. He might burn forward here, and he's got support as well. And Brown's in the middle, and it took a last-ditch tackle to make sure Tyrell Warren got there in time. Well, he's hurt himself there, George Brown. Had to throw himself into the battle there to try and squeeze it home. Inquisition has started at the back for Grimsby. All came from the boot of Jamal Lowe. Gabatsky with the ball in. And Brown, well, he got there. Problem was the defender got there too. You can see he wants more from his teammates, Tyrell Warren. Real beneficiary of the last round win. He was a bench player before that victory. He started all 3 league games since. Might well be a Sheffield Wednesday ball, this. A chance to bare their attacking teeth for the first time properly in this cup tie. Here's Weaver. And McGee. Not the ball he was intending. It seems the initial energy of the Mariners' travelling support has been burnt off a little. This game has descended into a bit of a battle. Even so far, in terms of the score and of the play, as Green is stopped from getting away quickly. Here is Warren. Rodgers not given any time there. Thornton attacking him, as Jamal Lowe will do now to Christy Pym. Lowe might have been offside there, hence the no contest. Sometimes safety first is best. Warren had that in mind and trying to find Kabia, who is offside. USA international, Ethan Horvath, man from Colorado. Hasn't played for the US MNT since June last year. He might well be thinking of the World Cup coming around next summer. Christy Pym shoving his comrades upfield. Green wanting to win the header and losing out to Shipston. Pressure exerted by Kabatsky. And Burnham didn't seem to mind it. Not many League Two players can say they've been on the bench in a Europa League final. George McEachran can that. 2019 in Baku. He and his older brother Josh coming through the Chelsea Academy. Emery's throw-in. He's not blessed with options in blue and white. Only 18, Joe Emery. And his services will be needed again. And the dink, well-intentioned from Jarvis Thornton, but nobody available in Owls blue. Part of a young quartet promoted into the first team dressing room. Henrik Pedersen putting his faith in youth. Wednesday severely restricted as to what they could do with transfers this summer. 3 academy players, the extent of their incomings beside loans. Grimsby were pretty busy, 9 senior incomings, 3 more on loan. Adding depth, in fact, was a key concern for Grimsby and David Artell this season. There was concern at the number of injuries they were suffering last term. Big investment in medical equipment this season. Now routinely measuring for muscle fatigue twice a week, in the bid to keep up with the leading pack in the 4th tier. It's Sheffield Wednesday who are keeping up with them in this Carabao Cup ties so far. Wednesday yet to strike a shot on goal. They have managed to soak up what's been thrown at them at the other end. Here is Rhys Staunton. Here comes Olaf Kabatsky. Plaintive eyes looking to the referee, who was unmoved. Away by Rogers this time. There is nobody in that crew number Grimsby are sporting. Thornton's got the 1-2 and he picks out Jamal Lowe again. All the while Brown is in the middle. He had to double back on himself, Shipston there, resulting in the loss of possession, and now that advantage play. Burnham's ball was angled correctly and the referee has brought this one back, in fact. You could say there was no advantage. Sheffield Wednesday will argue it was used. There was the foul on Vernon. If anything, it's a stumble from Jays Cabia that does for Grimsby's promising move. And by this point in round 2, they were 2-0 up on Manchester United. Now 3-time quarter-finalists in this competition. Grimsby not since the 1980s, though. It's the FA Cup in which they've had most success. Former semi-finalists, twice in the years leading up to the First World War, as Rhys Johnson goes down. And he looks to be hurt as well, the young wing-back. Referee's coming across to check on his condition. Only his 6th senior game. The sort of full-bodied tackle that, even if fairly executed, can leave players in a whole heap of distress. And Henrik Pedersen's taken a moment here to bring in his young charges. And these are uncomfortable scenes for the 19-year-old. He scored Wednesday's first goal in the round 1 tie against Bolton. And he's really feeling the aftershocks here. David Artell, meanwhile, who didn't hold back in his post-match summary. He labelled Saturday's draw his side's worst performance this season. Did praise the never-say-die attitude that saw them rescue a point late on against Cambridge United. And he's making a few points of his own now. He's still down, Johnson. He has put some senior talent on his bench, Pedersen. And this is an upsetting scene for Rhys Johnson, who has been lively in the opening half an hour. And it does look as if his continuation might be in jeopardy. Will his replacement be one of the old guard, or will it be another youngster that we see? And 10 to go before the half. An even game. Sheffield Wednesday stretched but not broken. But it looks as if Rhys Johnson's night might well have come to an end. And so it's going to be Gabriel Otegbeyo. 20 games at first team level for the Irish centre-back. Played all but the final minutes against Bristol City on Saturday. Will automatically become one of the most experienced players on Wednesday's side when he enters into play. And unfortunately, for young Rhys Johnson, he will not be able to continue. Words of encouragement, I'm sure, for another young man who has stepped up when called upon. And here comes another young man of 20. Otegbeyo on. We've also got an issue for Olaf Kabatsky. He too will be removed. On comes the centre-half then. This may well lead to a change of shape. And we've also got a 16-year-old having replaced the outgoing Johnson, Yissa Alau. Made his debut against Bolton in this competition earlier on in the campaign. And he will go onto the left side of defence. And two changes that Wednesday will not want to have been forced into so early. A night of difficulty, may have just got a little bit tougher. Vernon and Green. Charles Vernon with the skill. And this is Evan Corey. Cream shirts in the middle. Corey and Vernon again. Tricky flashes from Grimsby, still to break down the Wednesday back line. Oh, the dummy, almost found its way through to Amlazor. Danger not over. And Wednesday will hack it clear. Now then, here's George Brown. Had to do a lot there, the young man, and he did tremendously well. An isolated figure in blue and white, and he's won a throw-in of Tyrell Warren. This will be a massive boost for Wednesday if they're able to get to the break unscathed at 0-0. As for Grimsby, there has been that underlying threat. Won some big games on the road so far this season, the Mariners. Already had victories at much fancied Walsall, MK Dons in the league. This is their first away tie of this campaign. He's been reminded there, Joe Emery, of his timekeeping responsibilities. Used for Zure. Skip was from Corey. And Vernon now, looking for Amlazor, and only finding Ernie Weaver. Chasing this down, Kieran Green, and stopped from going any closer to goal by Weaver. 18-year-old centre-half dealing well. May have to deal with this ball again, though. Vernon. He'll have it back. Wednesday happy to just block off the passing lanes for the moment. Here's Brown. I was expecting an Owls teammate where there was only Harvey Rogers. And threaded it through the legs of Corey, if anything, and that's going to be a foul against Damlazor. Can't really complain with the arms and the small of the back. Certainly signs of positivity from David Artel's side. They'll be expecting them to make good on their promise, though. Skewed by Weaver, and it's to Vernham's gain, who got away from Emery there. Staunton. Here's Warren. Control by Green, but then he played it straight into trouble. And here comes Sheffield Wednesday again. Vizire laid out. And that is going to be a free kick and maybe further punishment. Now he's taking his time here. And finally, Rhys Staunton will face the music. Wednesday were away here. Vizire doing well to skip and see the contact coming. And so Staunton becomes the first Grimsby recipient of the referee's yellow card. The final few minutes of first half normal time. And the goal at this stage, psychologically, well, have to give it higher importance. And be a gut punch for Grimsby in the way that they've offered going forward, and for Sheffield Wednesday in the way they've defended resolutely if the status quo were to change. Here's Shipston. I'll take Bayer. And Cole McGee. And Vizire that time not allowed the room to chase the ball. Here's Jamal Lowe and Vizire. Brown, the lone figure ahead of him. In the end, it is Jamal Lowe. Men in the box here for Wednesday. It's going to be a corner off McJanet. The Grimsby defence looking slightly stretched as Wednesday are starting to get into the groove. It was Emery's ball. McJanet took the safety first option. And there's Christy Pym to be needed for the first time in this game here. Shipston to take it. Couldn't beat the first man. And Wednesday's opportunity was a short-lived moment of joy for those inside Hillsborough. And the many watching on from the pubs of Sheffield, from home. Young allow from nearby Mexborough in Doncaster. He has found George Brown momentarily. Not enough to find a corner kick for Sheffield Wednesday. 4 minutes. We're into it, the end of the first half. And if it does stay goalless throughout the second, you know what happens then. It will be another penalty shootout. Amlazor with a Lau for company, and Green wanted it back. Teammates in the centre. It will be a corner put behind by Ernie Weaver. So the first minute of the added time and the first threat from Grimsby. Kieran Green picking himself to his feet. And past 100 league games for the Mariners late last term. Into a 4th season with Grimsby now. And he's just one of the targets from this set play, which Staunton will deliver. Heads were up from either side, and we may have another stoppage here. Well, you never like to see a clash of heads like that. It's Ernie Weaver, who's down for Sheffield Wednesday, who is able to pick himself off the turf, but the concern was real from teammates there. And it's good to see that both men look alert. Plans for a half-time, team talk drawn up. And both will be able to take positives from the fact it is still goalless. I have to say it's the better scoreline for Wednesday, given the pressure exerted by their opponents. For Grimsby, much to build on. And Grimsby don't have a yellow strip this season, that's last season's shirt. An initiative from the Mariners Supporters Trust tonight, called on visiting supporters to wear yellow especially, just as we saw Wrexham fans wearing gold a few weeks ago, to show support to the largely absent Sheffield Wednesday fans. And so, thankfully, Tyrell Warren is back up and on his feet. A sore rub at the head. We will have a break in a matter of moments, although we will now be playing beyond the 4 minutes stipulated. And Horvath made that one save from the whip of Charles Vernham halfway through the first period. Otherwise, play more of a spectating role. Well, both players are racing across to get there. It was the young Alau who got there first and got the nick he wanted off Amlazor. The referee wants these throw-ins to be taken quickly and from the right spot. He's actually pulled it back for the free kick, which has caused some confusion among both benches. Henrik Pedersen was asking the question. Staunton under pressure from Jamal Lowe. And about all he could do from that region. Here's McGee. Jay's Cabia laying chase. Weaver undeterred and draws the foul. This may well be the final act of a first half that's wanted for action in front of goal. And it is goalless. A goalless first half, without too many chances to speak of. Much of it played in the middle third. It's the sort of game that maybe just one goal might win. Or will it be the rigmarole of the penalty shootout again? And on previous showings, Sheffield Wednesday, you'd imagine, would be quite satisfied with that. Come through 2 already. And Grimsby stood the test of time in theirs. A couple of players having to step up twice in a 26-shot penalty shootout, the one that eventually went their way against Manchester United. And David Artell mentioned in his pre-match press conference that no team has outplayed Grimsby so far this season. And that goes for Manchester United as well, you'd have to imagine. This game one of a different complexion, however. We'll travel to a mid-table Barnet on Saturday. They will hope buoyed by a cup victory. And for Sheffield Wednesday, it's a trip to Fratton Park to face Portsmouth. And Jace Cabia down. Got a reprieve for his missed penalty in added time on Saturday. Justin Amlazor putting in the rebound to save a point. Career's taken him to a string of clubs in Scotland and his native Ireland. Courtbourne, he came through Roy Keane's old side, Cove Ramblers. And this half, Grimsby kicking towards their numerous supporters. They've made themselves be heard. And Amlazor now. There were men in the middle. Could only pick out Weaver. Down went Corey. Referee has gone with a free kick. And a chance to turn up the heat here early in the second half. None of that physicality's gone away over the 15-minute interlude. Sean Fizure was taking his grievances to the referee. Not one you often see players win, that argument. And we saw one free kick fended away from the boot of Charles Vernham in the first half by Horvath. This one is far more central. And Vernham is among the trio who will be lining this one up. Staunton also there, McEachran too. It is Vernham. Oh, just over. Goalkeeper had to follow that all the way. And Grimsby have themselves a corner. It was whistling towards the crossbar. I'm not sure whether it would have crept in or not. Ethan Horvath wasn't taking a chance. In towards Cabia. Oh, it's in. And Grimsby Town have the lead. The fourth tier side in front. And is their cup dream about to continue? Well, scenes of celebration seen all over the globe in the previous round. There was a hint of a deflection in there. May well have been Rio Shipston. For Grimsby supporters, it won't matter who got the final touch. Oh, it is Shipston, the unfortunate man, to turn that one home. Very little he could have done there. It was an excellent delivery. Cabia attacking it. And it is the Mariners supporters, northwards of 5,000 of them, who are sent into raptures. And now the task becomes more difficult for Sheffield Wednesday. They'll have to do something they haven't done since their round 2 win in this competition. That's score a goal. 2-0 and 3-0 championship defeats have followed. Control by Jamal Lowe. Wednesday's fate might depend on how much they can bring him into the game. No visible reaction from David Artell yet. Experienced enough from his stint at Grimsby and 5 years at Crewe Alexandra to know that football matches last 90 minutes and this one maybe even longer. Second would help though. Damlazor off target. Well, a second goal would make things devilishly tricky for Sheffield Wednesday, and Amlazor had that second goal in his sights. Not the right type of curl. And plenty of respect between the two sets of supporters before the game, particularly online, but the same usual jeering treatment being given to players of each side. No particular welcome seen up and down the country for Ethan Horvath by the away supporters now that he's kicking in front of them. Change for Grimsby. Jamie Walker, brought in on a Bosman from Bradford this summer. It's going to replace Kieran Green. Reasonably like for like, plays in midfield, has been thrown up front as well in his time. Returned last quarter of an hour on Saturday after 5 games out with injury. Cabia. The goal so far has been credited to him. McJanet. Oh, Walker's found his pass already. It's Vernham. It's 2, but the flag is up. Grimsby joy short-lived. Amlazor looking across with a wry smile. Assistant quick with his flag. Excellent introduction from Walker, it must be said. He found Vernham, and there was definitely a suspicion of it as Amlazor turned that home. Away by Warren. It's the same treatment from Ernie Weaver. Brown and Jamal Lowe combining, who evades the challenge. This is a Lau. 16-year-old might go for it here. Oh, he drilled one in and applauded for his efforts. No fear as he cruised forward, the young left-sider. And Sheffield Wednesday believe this may be the outlet they've been looking for. It's going to be Rio Shipston to take this. Who can the Sheffield-born man pick out? He's going the ground route. Fazure moving quickly to find Emery. Oh, into a good area as well, shouting for a flag, which does eventually come. And just for a moment, the Owls might have thought they were in. And he is offside there, Cole McGee, no doubt about it. And that Grimsby goal does seem to have stirred something in Sheffield Wednesday. Certainly stirred something in them. Allow quickly again, Thornton. And the gradient now an uphill one for Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Otigbayo. Emery. Showed good wherewithal. This is Fazure. Ran out of green space before the white line. Became a Zimbabwe international this year, Sean Fazure. Man who's flitted between Henrik Pedersen's 11 and benched this season. Staunton took his time to pick the right ball. It was Corey in the end. Walker saw the pressure. He was alerted to it by 5,000 plus Mariners supporters. This is Rogers. He had to call for it back there. There was certainly no advantage though. And that was not been afraid of getting stuck in just his second senior appearance. Hacked down Amlazor though. He's already got the mannerisms of a seasoned pro. Horvath strapping up. Powerless to stop the goal. Grimsby supporters expectant again. Staunton or Vernon. It's Charles Vernon's ball. Kabia. Oh, and held, and a rather unsporting shove. I think he kept it out of goal anyway. Good delivery this from Vernon again. And Kabia having to head back towards goal. And that little push from McJanet that Horvath, I think, saw coming. Hour mark soon upon us. Here's Weaver. And McGee. He's looking for George Brown here, followed by McJanet. Fazure up in support. Might have got away here. Seemed he kept it alive as well. Now here comes Kabia, battling with Weaver. Doesn't have a lot of support with him though. Kabia's ball. Had to wait for those accrued shirts to join and then couldn't find Amlazor. Oh, a gift for Jamal Lowe there, one he's not able to take advantage of. We know all about his threat. Jay's Kabia, the numbers don't lie. Now a 6th goal of the season, and he nearly turned provider there. Vernon. Got away from Emery. This is Walker, and behind it goes Shmotik-Bayo. Well, the more wizened heads for Sheffield Wednesday are going to have to guide the youngsters through in a potentially difficult situation. Staunton's cross. Well, there were cries of shooting, they were heeded as well. Luckily for Horvath, it was straight down the throat. The shot from Evan Corey. No more goals to tell you about in the other ties that got underway a quarter of an hour after us. Aston Villa still leading Brentford by a Harvey Elliott goal to 0. 0-0 between Crystal Palace and Millwall, who've just got underway in the second half. Rodgers' ball, ambitious. Onto the toe of Amlazor. Struck off Allow. All the while, Kabia was waiting for the ball in the middle. Here's McEachran. And Jamie Walker going for goal. Horvath saw it early enough. He can be prolific, Jamie Walker. 8 goals in League Two a couple of seasons ago for Bradford City. Tended to be used as a substitute at Valley Parade last term. Forward by Emery. Lowe thought he might be able to find Brown from there. It will be a throw-in. Well, free kick well won. Rio Shipston the man down. And Vernon the man to complain. And just enough in it, I think, to constitute the foul against Grimsby's man of the match from round 2. Picture of him wheeling away in celebration after his goal. One of the lasting images of the win over Manchester United. Remains to be seen what the lasting image of this one will be. So Allow or Shipston? It'll be the latter. Oh, not far over. Cole McGee it was. Just couldn't keep it down, he meets it true enough. Fazure there first. Well, he's got a battle on to keep that one in. Brown. Found Fazure. Shipston took the contact. Brilliant battling by McEachran, though, to make sure it was a Grimsby ball at the end of it. Used those 2 substitutions, injury enforced in the first half, Pedersen. When he looked to the experienced Bannon and Palmer and Ubo on the bench. Forward by Rodgers, not to anybody in a crew though. Shipston had to be careful with the oncoming Kabia. Ahead of Emery, always looked like a defender's ball. As Walker will give chase this time. And forced a slip from Otubeo. Here's Walker. Oh, pinched away. And now, Allow. Low ahead of him. Shipston. Wednesday building patiently. Brown is in the middle. And away by McJanet. And they're starting to ask questions, Wednesday, that they weren't asking before. And he looks hurt there, Cameron McJanet. Awkward landing, maybe. Shipston again. A few Grimsby players too many in his way. Rio Shipston. Otubeo. Vernon. No, he lost it. No advancement from Jamal Lowe. Into the final quarter of this Carabao Cup third round tie. Placing the last 16 for the victor. And we're going to see the Sheffield Wednesday club captain, the enigmatic and emblematic Barry Bannon. This is going to be followed all the way down by Kabia, and he did well to find Vernon. And this could spell trouble for Sheffield Wednesday. It's Walker. Vernon once more. He can hit them. Not that time. A head-in-hands moment for Charles Vernon. This is his second spell with Grimsby and a third season of it. And couldn't bring that one in between the confines of Ethan Horvath's goal. The big guns might well be called upon. Ike Ubo scored in round one against Bolton. He has been in and out of the lineup in the Championship this season. And away by McJanet, who is moving a little more freely after his blow to the shoulder. Kabia always a threat if he can keep his footing, that is. And he's gone down again. I'm not sure whether it's a footwear issue or whether it's a physical one. We saw it a moment ago, it looked like an awkward slip. And he's in some discomfort. Sometimes it is the innocuous ones that can cause you the damage, and we do hope it's just precautionary. Meanwhile, change is prepared by Henrik Pedersen. And Barry Bannon in excess of 450 Sheffield Wednesday appearances in a decade with the club. And for the opponents, the man with the goal so far is needing extended treatment. Now, it would be a real shame for Grimsby. An exciting watch, Kabia. Mind you, Ubo can be too on his day. A man who's appeared at a World Cup for Canada, about to come on and try and add some extra firepower to the home side at Hillsborough. And here come the changes. George Brown coming off, as is Sean Fazure. Ike Ubo and Barry Bannon are the incoming changes. A real shift put in by Sheffield Wednesday's young guns. Valuable experience in the face of difficulty, and I'm sure plenty of respect from those watching in absentia. Unfortunately, it does seem that that issue is going to bring an end to JSKB's night. Or is he going to be thrown back on? Are they going to test him out again? There is movement on the Grimsby bench. Seems they're going to hang on to their top scorer for now, momentarily, down to 10 men. And getting involved quickly, Ike Ubo. Still a job to do in defence for Wednesday, and the way they've struggled for goals this season. And the possibilities are going to be diminishing if Grimsby are to find a second, which they've threatened at times in the second half. And Aaron Hickey with an equaliser for Brentford in one of the two other Carabao Cup ties tonight. And away by Rodgers. And Bannon's been told to hold up for a second. More activity on the Grimsby bench, but it does seem they're going to gamble on JSKB being okay. Otigbeyo. Hefty challenge, referee was okay with it. Low, couldn't find a blue and white shirt. Here's Corey. And sometimes that straight ball through the middle is the undoing of teams, not that time though. Shipston. Wednesday certainly second best, but certainly still in the game. Grimsby will know a second could well kill off this tie and book them that coveted spot in the fourth round. Ties to take place the week commencing October the 27th. There'll be all manner of big teams lurking at the next stage. And better safe than sorry. Tyrell Warren got some air on that. Well, another issue here. We've seen a few of these tonight. It has been that kind of game. Played in a competitive spirit, physical one. It's Amlazor this time, might just be a touch of cramp. They know they're nearly there. A lot can happen in the final quarter of an hour of a game. That late fight back from Manchester United almost robbing them of the place in the third round. Otigbeyo. Oh, saw Vernon coming. Shipston fouled, surely. Seems that Kabia is feeling okay, he's moving fine again. Still waiting for a shot on target, Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Lowe. Bannon. Allow. Ubo was in the middle, away by Warren. They do look livelier, having made those substitutions, Sheffield Wednesday. Second half has been better from them. It's also been better for their opponents. In from Otibeo, too big for Lowe. Ubo to exert pressure on Rodgers. Forward by Bannon. Picked out Thornton. And Kabia trying to get away. Goalkeeper was quickly out. And he thought he was through on goal there, Kabia. And there were appeals from the stands and from Grimsby players. All of them fell on deaf ears. Here's Otibeo. Oh, looking for Lowe, and he wasn't far off picking him out. Well marshalled by Warren. A close run game. And a game of moments, and that one moment so far favouring Grimsby. Jace Kabia's goal deflected in off Rio Shipston. And could he have had another moment there? Ball from Warren. Weighted it nicely. Up against Weaver. Were there arms from both players perhaps? Maybe that's what the referee thought of it. Now changes to be made. Grimsby again. Dara Burns. And the Bradford loanee Clark Adore to be coming on. Vernon has played his last. And after him, the goal scorer, Kabia, will follow. Might have had the deciding vote in this one. And most of those in attendance showing their appreciation for that fact. Oh, a scramble for this loose ball, and Ubo fancies it. Referee's arm was up though. And I wonder if this might lead to a change of shape. Kabia replaced by a man who plays either in midfield or in defence, but certainly not attack in Adore. Are they going to protect what they've got? And how important will that goal be? Taking the plaudits he's certainly earned, Jace Kabia. Stepped up to the EFL from Truro. And he's been one of their stars of the opening season games. Lazor. Another who's bridged the gap seamlessly. Away by Emery. Even so, it will just take that one slip, that one piece of genius from Sheffield Wednesday to unlock Grimsby. Oh, a little late one there from the boot of Thornton. Staunton is feeling the aftershocks. Oh, Rodgers was caught a little short there by Bannon. And quickly made amends. It's an Owl's throw, though. Almost coming to blows. Two professionals desperate to fight this out to the end. And Lowe couldn't find a teammate, and now Walker might make Sheffield Wednesday pay. Oh. Full-blooded intervention from Otibeo. And unsurprisingly, he's the recipient of Elliot Bell's yellow card. Well, taking one for the team there, the young Irishman. Grimsby on the breakaway. It's one Roy Keane would have been proud of. Thornton. And crowded out by Grimsby shirts. And it's Walker. Wednesday have 9 minutes and change in which to find a goal. And Grimsby with the finishing line in sight. And despite the difficulties, the well-documented difficulties facing their opponents, they did not take the shine off what Grimsby might be achieving. No mean feat for a fourth-tier side to make it so far in a domestic competition. And can he look forward to another plum tie? Shipston. If there's ever a period in which the physical toll might just catch up with Sheffield Wednesday's united front of young players, it's, well, the final 10 minutes of a game, many of whom are in single figures in terms of senior appearances. Well, might be away here. It's Jarvis Thornton. Ubo was in the centre. And just moments and glimpses, flashes of promise from Sheffield Wednesday in a game where most of the 90 minutes has been a focus on defending. Christy Pem not rushing here. Does have that new 8-second warning to take into account. Rodgers, one wasn't going to fool Ernie Weaver. Bayo dallied and was caught, painfully as well. Didn't seem to be anything wrong in the referee's eyes with Amlazour's challenge, as Charlie McNeil is prepared to come on for Sheffield Wednesday. Started the last three in the Championship, having struggled for game time under Danny Royle last season. A big hand for Jarvis Thornton. Third senior appearance ends with 5 minutes to go, and now 5 minutes for Charlie McNeil. to have an effect on this game and force another penalty shootout. Midfielder on for an attacker. Statement of intent for Sheffield Wednesday. We're also going to see Neo Eccleston coming on for Grimsby. A fullback, Huddersfield Town loanee. And he'll be replacing Evan Corey. A warm embrace for Corey. His work in midfield means Grimsby are nearly there. And will they add Sheffield Wednesday to their list of Carabao Cup scalps this season? Not a Bayer. Oh, it's fallen to McNeil. Wasn't able to control in the critical moment. There might yet be another chance. And he has kept it alive. And it is a Sheffield Wednesday corner. Bannon with the corner. A late chance for Sheffield Wednesday. And again, failing to beat that first man. Allow. Right showing from him. Blue shirts in the middle, that ball was never likely to find them. And an easy gather for Christy Pym. Doesn't look as if Grimsby will need his heroics tonight. Unless there is a late resurgence from a side who've had to battle, seemingly from the first whistle. And Chris Richards has scored in the South London derby to give Crystal Palace the lead. And the other tie is still 1-1 between Brentford and Aston Villa. And Wednesday are going to need to improve on that count in the final couple of minutes if they're to have any chance. Will Grimsby hold firm? Ike Ubo. Might yet fall to McNeil. And Emery. Having to go the long way round. Charlie McNeil again. Emery trying to send it back in, and Staunton stood strong. It's still a Wednesday ball. Into the final minute of the 90. Grimsby fans are willing their side to the finish line. Shipston again. And Sheffield Wednesday's chances hinge largely on what the fourth official shows us on his electronic board in around 20 seconds' time. All Grimsby eyes will be on him as well. This is McNeil. Over the head of Ubo that time. Warren took the safe option. Complaining for lack of a better one. It is a healthy chunk, 5 minutes of added time. McGee. Barry Bannon was calling for it. And now Allow. And Lowe. Rio Shipston. And Emery. Wasn't the quality of ball needed from Shipston. They'll get a reprieve though. Grimsby camping deep here. Bannon. in the direction of Lowe. Caught his man late as well. That's going to be a Grimsby free kick, and one that's going to alleviate some of the pressure. Referee's going to check on the condition of Warren. No patience from Jamal Lowe, though it is a sporting gesture to pick him back up. They're nearly there. Shipston with the outball. Forward by Emery. McNeil bright since coming on. Shipston. Away by McJanet. And Grimsby surviving still. 3 more minutes of added time. And traces of fatigue starting to show from Sheffield Wednesday, it seems. Been a brave and bold showing to get this far. Is this where the cup run ends for this season? Referee was fine with it. The bump on Clark Adore. And the Owls player still looking for a way through. Well, they'll be perusing the draw numbers for the likes of Chelsea, of Manchester City, of Liverpool. Physical challenges have been non-stop through this tie. Grimsby to finish it now with a second. The ball needed to come earlier from McEachran, who is the latest to go down. Staunton with the throw, and Grimsby will not mind having the ball at this end of the field. Referee has told him to get on with it. Nail biter. One final minute available. One last chance perhaps. Allows ball. Safely back to the goalkeeper by Warren. And that might just be that. Of all the balls that Pym could have played, that was the one surefire way to give the ball back to Sheffield Wednesday for one last foray forward. Ahead of Charlie McNeil. Now Grimsby going to be able to see this one to the finish. They've got the free kick. A pop of the Sheiks from David Artell. Less high drama than the previous round. They aren't knocking out a stellar name this time. But it'll mean just as much to the Mariners faithful. That's it. Grimsby Town, the first name in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. A stage they return to after 24 years away. And a light for the travelling fans of the League Two club. A showing of respect. And credit should be spared for Sheffield Wednesday and their young players. who fought with gutsy performances to reach this stage, but take nothing away from Grimsby Town. They will be in the draw for the last 16 of the Carabao Cup. And it's taken a single goal in a battle of a game.